Southwest region, we are here with another QRT. I'm sitting with the all-star, Jason Jeffrey. He is one of the top CSPs in the entire nation. In fact, are you number one right now? Mm-hmm. Number one in the entire Cutco world right now in sales for this year, which is so exciting. What are your career sales now?
1.2 million.
1.2 million, and what are you at for this year so far?
Around 200,000.
200 grand. That's so exciting. And how much do you make? You make
half, baby.
Half, right? Yay! So, tell me this. Do you have any idea about how much of that 200 grand comes from people who already own Cutco and you sell them more?
Let's see. Past customer business, basically. Mm-hmm. Either at the show they own it, they come up and buy more, or on a demo, mm-hmm. they happen to have the knives already. I would have to say maybe 150,000 of it even.
Okay, awesome. So you're definitely an expert, someone that can share some tips on how to be really effective when you're seeing someone that already owns the product. So let's start there. So where do you think that begins, effectiveness?
I mean, it begins on the phones, basically. So if you're on the phone and someone says, hey, I have Cutco, then your response has got to be, great, you have Cutco already? That makes my job even easier. I still get credit for my appointment, and it takes half the time. So would this time or this time be better? And it's a really simple, easy way to handle that objection, so to speak, and then set up the appointment at the same point in time.
Awesome. So then when you get there, they already have some of the pieces. So for someone who hasn't seen a lot of owners maybe or is fairly new in the business, what's sort of the process of, do you do a whole new a whole demo all over again, or do you review the pieces they have and then the ones they don't have? Like how would you suggest?
Basically the order of the appointment, how it's a little different, that kind of thing. I guess I would start with talking about mentality on the appointment. It's a little different from, hey, I'm a little college kid, try to help me out. You can still have a little of that, but you're also going to be a little different because they've already had a Cutco demo. So understand, maybe they will think that they even know more than you if you're just trying to act like that. So you want to act as though it's a little bit different this time. It's a service call, or if you can sharpen the knives. If not, it's like, hey, I'm going to be showing you some new things you've never seen before. It's going to be a little different from a regular Cutco appointment, and it's a lot of fun. And just by saying something simple like that, it allows them to focus in a little bit more on what you're saying, because initially they're like, I've already seen this, if that makes any sense. So your mentality is you want to be the teacher, because you know more about knives than they do. Bottom line is you've been training, you've learned, you got promoted. You know more than 99% of Americans do about knives. So you're going to go in there and teach them about the things they don't have now. So that kind of leads into more of the pieces that they don't have, which I like to call the requested knives. Because the Homemaker set has been around since the 1940s. And that particular set is what Home Economist originally designed to get people by in the kitchen. It's a great starter set. And the ones they don't have happen to be the ones that people wrote letters in and requested. Those are the customer requested knives, like the Ultimate pieces. And so what you do is you want to say, hey, once you've already gotten past the guarantee review and that kind of thing, instead of recovering the Homemaker pieces, you're going to go into the requested pieces. And we don't have much time here to really cover all of those, how I would cover them, but I'd say, some cool things to know about them is the chef knife, which is in the Homemaker set, is a great knife, but people wrote letters and they requested a shorter blade, like the Santoku or the Petite Santoku. And when I talk to customers, I say this is what people like now because it's more of an everyday tool. It's a little easier to use for everyday chopping. Paring knife's a great little tool for peeling and paring, but only goes halfway through. So customers wrote and they requested a longer blade to separate. Whoa, doing video, buddy. I love you, man.
It's okay.
They wrote and requested a longer blade to separate through things. So that's actually one of the tools that we use in our set the most is the longer paring knife, the 4-inch paring knife. And they made like a bagel knife. I like to call the Petite Slicer the bagel knife. The salmon knife, the thin slicer, is what I call it. So you also get a bagel knife and a thin slicer when you upgrade. Now you're hinting on maybe they'll be able to upgrade their set. Dropping little hints like that can be a great thing to do. And then you get a vegetable knife for big salads, a barbecue cleaver. If you guys ever grill out, people love this for barbecuing. You get a raw meats knife, which is literally twice as easy on raw meats as the Petite Carver. I'm not even kidding. I have about 400 people that have that knife, and it is literally twice as easy.
Which one is that?
It's the bony knife, technically, and I call it the raw
Right.
meats knife, yeah. And anytime you cut open chicken, put garlic in it, do stir fry, get the fat off meats, it's amazing. And then my favorites I like to save for last. So whatever your favorites are, I cover those. You would cover those. I cover like the Hardy Slicer and the Bird Speak. Hardy Slicer is the only double the edge chopping knife we make. It's great on meats. It's great on squash, acorn, butternut, and it's like a trimmer where you don't hit your knuckles anymore. And then the Bird Speak is just round to go around things like strawberry tops, small round fruits, coarse peppers. And on the cutting board though, it's unparalleled because only the tip touches. The inside stays sharp the longest. So I get, I'm talking now, I get a little bit more excited about it, and those are my favorite knives. And it all can come in this upgrade where you get everything all together. The block's not even that big. It fits right on the book here. It's only like 10.5 inches, and you get more table knives to fit in your block. So that's kind of something to keep in mind, Mrs. Jones.
Is that the ultimate block or the signature block?
The ultimate.
Okay.
So that's kind of how I go about talking about those requested knives. And then from there, people, usually on an appointment that someone already has Cutco, they'll make what's called a wish list. So you go, well, after you do that, you want to go through all the accessories if you can. You know, if you know how to cover cookware, or you can just get a DVD from your office, put it in, say, hey, this is the next part of the appointment, put it in, let them watch it, ask if they have any questions. I sell cookware just by letting the lady on the DVD talk. Have some flatware coverage. It could just be 10 seconds, whatever. At least they know we have flatware. Cover the accessories and stuff. Then you go into the wish list, and all it is, hey, if Cutco was falling into your yard right now, what would you go get before the neighbors could come take it? And so basically, what did you like that you saw? And all you do is flip through the book, and I literally flip through. They can try and tell you, I like this, 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 but I say, okay, cool. There's so many things. Let's just flip through real quick. Did you like this? Did you like the garden tools? What do you think about the pocket knives? Who could you give those as a gift for? What about weddings that you have coming up? What about this? What about that? What about?
And you're writing it down.
And I write it down actually for them, but some people have them write it down. You know, it's either way. And then after you've done that, I simply go into add up all the prices. Add up what the pieces are for the ultimate that they don't have with the block and the 4 table knives and the scissors if they don't have those. That's how much the upgrade is. And then I give them a couple of those things for free. And then, you know, I'll give them like the ice cream scoop and the pizza cutter for free. Say, hey, that way you like me and buy more later. And they always laugh when you say that. And but you cover how much the whole wish list costs, and it's going to be like a regular drop-down process, just like on your training mail. You start with like the homemaker, or wherever you are now in Cutco, you can start with the ultimate or signature if that's what you're doing. And then you go down the galley essentials and so on and so forth. And it's the same thing on an appointment where they have Cutco or a service call, or if you're not doing sharpening or if you are. They have it, so you make a list of things they don't have, and you just, oh, if they can't get it, oh, that's okay. A lot of people don't get their whole wish list. You know, what's the one thing you want to take off, or what would you use the least? And you just ask that question as you drop down and represent the price. And
of course, still presenting payment options, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, every time.
Awesome.
Yep.
So, there's so much stuff in there, by the way. I hope you guys wrote all that stuff down and watched this video over and over again, because that was like, I'm sure it's really hard for Jason to break down an entire appointment of seeing an owner to 7 minutes.
It's a good question, by the way.
Of instruction.
Sorry, I don't know how many questions you have. But...
No, that's totally fine. You can answer it. You can take as much time as you want to, obviously. So, so I guess I would say, based on all of that, then, okay, I can't even go into it. Ask your manager if you need more explanation on that, or again, watch the video over and over again. But obviously, seeing Cutco owners very fruitful. Do you have any idea even what your average order size is seeing owners?
Yeah, it's around $500-600.
Okay.
Something like that.
Cool. So drop down just like normal, wish list, take things out. Great questions. You had some really good questions in there, by the way, that I like. They're falling out of the sky and running good. That's really awesome. And let me ask you this, I know we're running out of time. Any other tips you'd give them just really quick on seeing owners outside of how to do it?
I mean, just understand that, they have Cutco, they love it even more than someone who doesn't have it yet. They've had a lot of value built in Cutco, so it's almost even easier to sell to them. So you want to do as many appointments with them as you can. I love demos too. It's the same thing. Bottom line is they don't remember the appointment from a year ago or 10 years ago. When you study in a book and read it once, you don't remember half the words after like a week. So you need to cover it just like a regular demo you would, and then make a wish list for them.
So do you still get leads from owners?
Oh yeah, definitely. You might think it's harder, but it's not a big deal as long as you don't think it's harder.
Is it any different? Is it the same approach?
It's the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah, right out of the manual.
Awesome. And then, last thing, because we're wrapping up here in a couple minutes, tell us what, and this might be really hard, 2 things. One, what's your favorite thing about being a CSP, an FSM?
The bottom line, I guess, is freedom. In so many ways. Freedom to have the friends I want, to have the time I want, to have the money I want, no boss telling me what to do. I do everything I want to do. CSP is about freedom.
And you travel a lot. What is the average, like in the last?
Freedom to travel, yeah. I mean, I probably take a week of travel every month, I'd say, on average. So
And so,
it's 12 weeks out of the year minimum. Sometimes, like I just got back from a 3-week vacation last Tuesday, sold for the push, and in a week from now I go to Maine for 2 weeks. And I mean, I probably had been to Bahamas this year, been to Costa Rica, Dominican Republic, Breckenridge snowboarding, Florida twice, once for a golf trip, once for the rep conference, and then hang out a little bit afterwards. Chicago. I mean, I'm probably missing a couple things, but.
so last question is, since you've been
This
in the
year,
business
that's
for a
all this
while,
year.
I know that was all this year.
Yeah,
That's an awesome
sorry.
list for 1 year.
So far.
What do you think as a rep, when you were a newer rep to now, what have been the things that have helped develop you the most? What have been the most helpful tools for you improving in the business?
For me to give a recommendation to someone who's new,
Yeah.
to help improve in the business. I mean, it's all about learning and growing. I remember when I started, I thought I knew everything. I didn't even listen to my manager, and that's why I had a $1,000 fast start. So as I learned more and grew more and became a better rep, I realized that I knew less and less than I thought I did. And even now, I learn when I go to conferences. Even now, I'm always looking. I listen to all these QRTs, even though I've sold more than most of the people that have on them. The more you humble yourself, the more you realize that you don't know barely anything compared to what you really could know, the more successful you're going to be. So look on Vector Connect, look up talks, listen to audio, put it on your iPod, and then just listen to it in the car between appointments even.
Awesome.
Take
Great
what
stuff.
you like, make it your own, and leave the rest alone. I learned that from Hellerod. It's a good thing to do. Anything you learn.
Well, thank you. So that was Jason Jeffrey. So be on the lookout for the next QRT. Have a good day.